Sheng Shaoyou never expected tonight to end like this. What started as a normal evening quickly descended into chaos, a trap, meticulously planned by an organization whose methods were far darker than he could have imagined. And yet, in the midst of despair, salvation appeared from an unexpected source. This is the story of a kidnapping, a lethal ambush, and the bond that would defy even death itself. The moon hung low in the sky, shrouding the abandoned warehouse in darkness. Sheng Shaoyou felt a presence behind him, sudden and cold. Before he could react, a hand clamped over his mouth, dragging him into the shadows. "Your organization is truly something extraordinary," he whispered, struggling against his captor. "Resorting to kidnapping in the dead of night. Turns out it's all because of beliefs, huh?" The response came in a harsh, guttural bark. The tall kidnapper's eyes narrowed, his muscles tense. "Shut up! Enough with the crap," he spat. There was no mercy in his tone, only ruthless intent. Within moments, a small glass ampule was cracked open. Pale blue liquid glimmered inside as a syringe drank it greedily. With a practiced hand, the needle was plunged into the base of Sheng Shaoyou's neck, a sharp, unforgiving motion that sent pain radiating through his nerves. Sheng Shaoyou's vision blurred. Colors fragmented into chaotic shards, and every sound seemed muffled, as if the world were being folded into thick layers of plastic. Pain surged in a deafening crescendo, and his breath hitched in a strangled cry. The concoction, the perfect mixture of anesthetic and pheromone inhibitors, took hold instantly. His body froze. His veins felt like solid ice, every pulse a burning thunderstorm. The tall kidnapper's grin widened, spitting blood-tinged saliva into the air. "Just die already," he cackled grotesquely. "That cocktail. Not even a Z-level could survive this, let alone you." Sheng Shaoyou's consciousness began to slip, teetering on the edge of oblivion. For a brief moment, he felt the world vanish entirely. Darkness clawed at the edges of his vision, threatening to consume him. But then, a flicker of movement, swift, precise, impossible. A shadow streaked across the room, faster than any human eye could follow. The tall kidnapper barely had time to register a blur before his body was no longer in control of its own fate. "Put down the knife now." Hua Yong's voice rang out, calm but laced with deadly intent. "Out of the spirit of humanitarianism, I might let you live. I'll count to 3. 1. 3. He had skipped 2. There was no warning, no hesitation, only the raw speed of a predator striking at the perfect moment. The kidnapper's knife fell uselessly to the floor. Hua Yong's dark eyes were like ink pools, cold and unrelenting, casting shadows over a face pale enough to seem almost ghostly. Even the most powerful alpha, with extraordinary metabolic abilities, would not survive the cyanide in Sheng Shaoyou's bloodstream. But Hua Yong had come for only one purpose, to save him. Hua Yong's expression shifted, a mixture of sorrow and determination. "Mr. Sheng," he whispered. "A permanent mark was meant to be something beautiful. I even wrote a detailed progress report of 100,000 words. It's a shame I cannot share it now." His lips brushed over the burning punctures of the syringe, tracing a path that left glistening moisture on the soft skin. The world narrowed to the gentle, dangerous intimacy of his touch. "I must mark you to save your life," Hua Yong murmured. "Forgive me. Otherwise, I might kill someone out of heartbreak." Then the bite. Gentle, deliberate, controlled. His teeth sank into Sheng Shaoyou's gland, sending pheromones flowing into his bloodstream. Pain intertwined with a strange, almost intoxicating warmth. Sheng Shaoyou gasped, a weak whimper escaping his lips as his body reacted to the foreign pheromones. On the smooth nape of his neck, a white orchid blossomed, its petals glowing faintly in the dim light, a symbol of the bond forged in life-threatening danger. In that instant, they were no longer separate entities. Their blood, their pheromones, their fates were intertwined. The tall kidnapper lay incapacitated, the room silent except for the ragged breaths of the two alphas. Sheng Shaoyou could barely lift his head, his vision still fractured and shimmering with the aftermath of the toxin. Hua Yong held him close, whispering soft reassurances. Every touch, every word anchored him in reality, and slowly, the chaos began to recede. The edges of his vision sharpened, and the painful thrum in his neck eased under the lingering warmth of Hua Yong's presence. "You're safe now," Hua Yong murmured, voice low and tender, almost reverent. "I won't let anyone harm you again. Not tonight, not ever." Sheng Shaoyu's trembling hands clung to Hua Yong's sleeve, the sensation of the mark, the white orchid blooming faintly beneath. His skin an unfamiliar yet comforting reminder that he had survived. That he was alive because someone had risked everything to save him. And yet, the experience had left its mark beyond the physical. Every nerve, every memory, every pulse of his heart seemed intertwined with the presence of the one who had saved him. The fear, the pain, the terror of near death had shifted into a new awareness, a recognition of connection deeper than any words could convey. Hua Yong's dark eyes softened, though the edge of danger never fully left them. "You will heal," he whispered. "But remember this, Mr. Sheng, your life is mine to protect now, and I take that duty seriously." The room, though still dimly lit, felt less suffocating. Shadows that had threatened to swallow Sheng Shaoyou now seemed to retreat in the wake of Hua Yong's unwavering presence. Each breath was less jagged, each heartbeat less frantic. Slowly, the Alpha allowed himself to relax, leaning against the protector who had arrived in the perfect moment, a savior in a world that had grown suddenly hostile. In that quiet aftermath, Sheng Shaoyou realized something profound. This was no ordinary bond. This was survival, trust, and something far more intimate, a connection sealed not just by pheromones, but by sacrifice, danger, and the knowledge that someone would risk everything for his life. And in the soft, lingering hum of the night, beneath the faint glow of the white orchid on his neck, Sheng Shaoyou understood that from this night forward, he and Hua Yong were bound in ways that nothing could undo. The terror of the kidnapping, the pain of the poison, the intensity of the marking, they were all pieces of the same story. A story of danger, devotion, and the beginning of something irreversible. Hua Yong's hand remained on his shoulder, steady and grounding. "Rest now," he said softly, almost a command, almost a comfort. "Everything else, we will face together." As Sheng Shaoyu's eyelids grew heavy, the chaos of the night receded into memory, leaving only the warmth, the scent, the bond, the unspoken promise that, no matter what challenges lay ahead, he would never face them alone. And in that moment, the line between fear and trust blurred, leaving only the unshakable certainty that he had survived not just the night, but the ordeal and emerged bound to someone whose presence would forever define his life. If you loved this intense, heart-stopping moment, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more.